So the new kitty had some kittens. There they are, cute little kittens. And that's 2 of them. There looks like there's at least 4 of them. Okay, Ramon is here. And all the ewes are running away. Hadassah's gonna get tired. We're visiting Hart Square Village. This is their like educational facility. It's huge and it's really nice. I'm surprised how big it is because we've known about this place, but we haven't had a chance to visit yet. But they have the largest collection of log cabins in the United States. Cabins would rot on the corners first, and that this style of corner construction helped the water move out of the joints. When water would come down the side and get up in the joints, it would flow out and it would last longer. Whereas this cabin is a different cabin from a different location. It looks like it has a similar corner to it, but not quite the same. Our blueberries have been getting kind of overgrown. Some of this stuff in here is not blueberry. Most of it is. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of cleanup. This is all the kombucha I have left from that first batch. So I've been drinking it all along and almost forgot to tell y'all how good it is. So it's a little strong. So I guess for these 3 bottles, you know, 1 large bottle and 2 small bottles, I had about 5 small lemons. So maybe 4 would have been better, or maybe even 3. But it was still really good. I've enjoyed it. I want to show you. I want to see if I can. I'm going to shake this just a little because I just opened it a minute ago and it had a lot of good fizz, and I wanted to see if I could duplicate the fizz that it had. Yeah, that was similar, except it did fizz up a little bit like that when I opened it just a minute ago. But this one has really good fizz. I'm really enjoying it. The other ones, the lid doesn't go on so tight. Actually, this one was a little bit scary when it popped open. The other two, the seal is not so tight, and so I don't think it had the opportunity to build up as much fizz. It's really good, I'm surprised. I'm in the greenhouse looking at the tomato plants. I have lots of tomatoes coming in. Got some over here. A little bit on almost every plant. But right now I'm just twisting my plants around my string instead of using tomato cages. We can just run them up these strings. I'm taking off that sucker. Just twist my plant around the string. Some of the stiff plants, you gotta be careful and make sure you're not breaking branches. These I haven't even strung up yet because the ceiling is too high, but now I've got an 8-foot ladder that I can use for that. Tying my strings up on this last row of tomatoes. Someone had mentioned we had our leaves curdling on our tomatoes and they were looking like they had too much heat. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like this tomato plant looks pretty good. But this one over here, the leaves are all closing up, like it's trying to say, no more sun, I got too much. And some of it I think is the variety. Like these are cherry tomatoes, whereas these are Roma tomatoes, I think. No, these are called Our Best Tomato. I'm not sure if that's the actual name, but they're a larger tomato. So we put our sunshade on a couple days ago to try to reduce the direct sunlight. It's already hot in here. Even if the side's open, it gets hotter in here than it does everywhere else. But the temperatures haven't really gotten extremely hot yet, so that's still okay. Victor gave us these walnut trees, so I'm looking forward to putting those in somewhere. Walnuts can suppress other plants from being able to grow, so I need to really plan ahead where I'm going to put those. Also, this banana and these blackberries came from Victor, and these marigolds. I think we have a couple more that we've already put in the garden over there. It's been a huge blessing getting these plants. Even though this is part of what we're planning to do out here is plant lots of gardens and plants, we just still haven't gotten our act together to where we're really putting in seedlings and getting things going. So this year it's been huge for Victor to share his overflow, because he would tell you that he's gone a little wild this year and kind of overdone it, but that overdid it was great for us. Here's some more. 3 of these came from Walter and Nimsy, and then the rest of them came from Victor. I split them all up, and so I know that some of them got a little bit of root damage. I would assume this was one because it hasn't taken off, but it's just amazing how fast they went from this size to this size. Just a few days. Last fall, I was having trouble getting my peppermint going and had some of it die, and I had to buy some more, and I finally got that established, so I was going to show that to you over here. I might have already shown this in a recent video. I can't remember, but it's well established, it's growing. I see a little bit of yellow, so maybe I need to give it something to help boost it a little bit. This variety of peppermint, just the shape of the leaf is unusual to me. So I'm gonna plant some peppermint seeds and try to get another kind going too. And maybe I'll plant it over here. I wanna give this like 6 or 8 feet of area to just really grow strong and spread out. And then I'll do the same thing for the other peppermint. And then I wanna put some other plants over here. So here's my peppermint. And then over here, I wanna spread out and do some licorice root. I wanna do a big area and some other herbs and things that we might wanna plant that we want it to really spread out and have some room. While I'm looking at this old dead HughesNet satellite dish that only was used for a couple weeks, they just didn't want it. They just left. And when I canceled, they said, just send us these 2 parts and you can just keep all the rest. I didn't want to keep all the rest, but you know, that big pipe might be useful for something later. Long story short, Spectrum is now there. I guess the federal government has put a lot of money into rural internet. And so Spectrum is now coming into the area with fiber. So we're gonna have high-speed internet that's gonna be connected directly to our house instead of coming in from a satellite dish. You know, the satellite has been awesome. Starlink has really been awesome. Even when there's a thunderstorm, it's only sometimes that we have problems. Something was moving over there. The bad thunderstorm might knock it out for a few minutes, but it functions most of the time. It takes care of any kind of streaming we need or uploading videos or anything. But this is going to be half the price. So we just can't turn that down.